Hello, everyone. Thank you for watching today, day 5, last day of Think and Grow Rich. And I'm just going to summarize a lot of things that we've talked about the last few days. Hopefully, you've gotten the book or read the book, downloaded the book somehow, because there's a lot of great things in here. And it's just such a classic. And it's kind of like reading an old novel of like times past, but it's still things that resonate today and will always be the basis and the foundation of success and how people think. So today I wanted to wrap up what commitment, passion, and discipline. Those three things that Napoleon Hill touched base with towards the end of the book. So with commitment, we've said this so many times. If you're not committed to something, you're not going to succeed in it. You might have some level of success. I see it all the time. Definitely in real estate, we see people when there's a great market. I'll take a little side note here. There is a little bit of luck involved in success. My opinion. I haven't written a book, and I'm not on any talk shows or anything. But my opinion, I'm kind of going off tangent here, but there's a little bit of luck involved in not all of success, but how far you jump sometimes. I see it in real estate because I always feel that when you're committed to something, you're doing the things that you're supposed to do every day. You're doing the things, you have the passion for it, you have the discipline for it. The more that you do, it's kind of like buying a lottery ticket. The more you put into it, it's the better chance of getting to the right people at the right time. Now, so some people believe there's absolutely no luck involved. Yes, luck. If you believe in luck, I'm using that term luck. The more you might catch people at the right time. I think overall, if you work, you do the things you're going to do, if you're committed to it, you're passionate about it, you're disciplined about it, that you might have some luck of having more transactions now, but it will all even out. Numbers, it will all even out. So there's agents that I see every day that are getting business that are not making as many calls and not touching base with as many people as people that are doing. I have agents that I coach. They said, Tony, I did everything for the last month. I only got 1 or 2. And then all of a sudden I'll get a call from an agent 10 minutes later and go, I had 3 buyers call me. I wasn't even expecting it. What do you call that? Do you call it luck? Do you call it commitment? Do you call it determination? Do you call it persistence? Because maybe that agent that had the 3 buyers just call them out of the blue today. Guess what? They didn't call you out of the blue. Might be a little luck, but they called you because you reached out to them in the past. Could have been last week, could have been last month, last year. You stayed in touch with them. They liked you. They trust you. They know that you're going to look out for their best interest. They stayed with you on social media somehow. Either directly, indirectly, together, they stayed. You stayed on top of their mind, and then also 3 buyers call you out of the blue. So that type of thing is that you're always going to, because I have agents that say this every day. How's that agent doing it? How's that agent doing it? They think that there's luck involved. They think that the people are coming to them. There's the luck that I'm getting, the point I'm getting to is that the luck is involved, and sometimes out of the blue, all of your fruits of your labor just show up at the same time. It happens a lot when we go on vacation, right? I hear that on agents all the time. I have 2 calls today about agents right now on vacation somewhere or with family, and they need help with showings. They need help with purchase agreements, writing offers, because they're out and they always say, oh, it always happens when I'm on vacation. It's kind of like that. I don't know if you call it luck or just coincidence. These things happen sometimes. But bottom line, when you look at it and you uncover any success you have, short-term success, long-term success, it comes down to commitment. It calls to determination. It comes down to passion and discipline. So one of the things, and I wrote notes to, that Napoleon Hill brings up, and it's the only thing that I've never heard this before, is that he suggests is not to fall into really fear. And he breaks things down into 6 different fears. And I've never seen this in any other book or brought up. I know I've read books and taking classes talking about fear and getting over your fear of certain things. But he breaks down, and I realize there's 6 basic fears that you got to make sure you're not consumed with it at all. And one of those is fear of being poor and not being able to support yourself and your family, fear of just disappointment, of disappointing people, fear of becoming sick, fear of being unloved, fear of getting old, and fear of dying. So, wow, that, and then of course he wraps up the book with this, and he says basically, don't be hampered by the one or all of those 6 fears. So you are, what I've got from Napoleon Hill bringing this up about these 6 fears is that, and this might happen to a lot of us, is that these fears, a lot of them are in the back of our mind all of the time. They're subconscious, but how much are we putting them those in our front conscious and affecting our mood and affecting our success? Is the fear of being poor or the fear of not being able to support yourself, pay your bills, is that driving you? But is that driving you and hindering you too? Because if you're thinking about it all the time, you're worried about it. You got to get to the level of success or to the level of business where you don't have to worry about that. That's the hardest thing to do, as being in real estate for 28 years and seeing agents, is the hardest thing for them is to get to a point of income coming in a steady way, savings, so they don't have to worry about paying bills. They don't have to, the basic necessities of life, paying insurance, paying this, paying that. When you get to that point, you can really push ahead from there. And there's a lot of people out there, especially starting in real estate or want to get their business to like level, are at that level. Like, I just want my basic needs paid for and a little bit more money. So you got to get to that level first where you don't have to worry about that. And of course, disappointment, fear of becoming sick, fear of old, dying. That all stuff that's, of course, is in the back of our minds. That's a whole nother concept. Again, I'm keeping this to real estate. Napoleon Hill is more about life thoughts and feelings. I'm trying to keep this more on specific to real estate and real estate sales. So the fear, and I will leave on this point, is that I see the fear in agents all of the time when I coach them, especially because I'm coaching them because they're not at the level they want to be. So they have some type of fear, like, I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm going to have to get a second job. If this deal doesn't happen, I'm going to be, I don't know what I'm going to do. I have to wait for the next check. I'm still living, even though you're in real estate and you get some decent commission checks, you're still living paycheck to paycheck. A lot of agents are that way. So don't let the fear every day, because I know it drains on you. And I see agents every day that are at a level, they don't have some of those fears, but they have other fears, like fear of not getting to the next level, fear of what happens if the market comes down, fear of I closed all my transactions and my year to date is great, but I don't know where the next buyer comes in, where's the next seller comes in. And that's where the faith, that's where the consistency, because then you get those calls. I hear it almost 3 or 4 times a week from an agent, so I just happened to be on the phone with them. It's like, wow, I just closed another deal last week. And then and I was wondering, gosh, I have no buyers and sellers now. Then all of a sudden, 2 people call me. One person has to list the property. Now I'm busy and I don't know what to do. I'm too busy. So that is, again, when that happens to you, that means that you did something in the past. You did something right. You did all of those things. The things that you do now, you're cultivating, you're doing the work, you're doing things, you're organizing, you're staying up with your database, and things are happening for you now because you planted the seeds before. If you don't plant the seeds and you don't continue to water, all right, I'm throwing out just something to compare it to. Like when you plant something, You plant a seed. You don't see anything for a while. It might be a couple days. It might be a couple weeks. Obviously, you might see something, a little leaf, a little something. But if you're growing, like anybody that has a garden or knows someone who has a garden, it takes a long time. It could be, months. I mean, real estate could take longer than that, but it takes a while for things to grow. Like all of a sudden, oh, I see the fruits of the seed. It's coming out of the ground. But obviously, whatever you're planting, you can't eat it yet. You can't get to it yet. You have to let it grow. You got to continue to water it, continue to fertilize it. So it takes a while for you to reap the benefits of growing something. So remember, you're always growing something. Every time you add a new contact into your database, every time you follow up with a client, past client, someone in your database, you're spreading some fertilizer. You're watering that. No matter what, if you left a message, you send an email, you send a text message. I'm sticking with this comparison. If you get a response back like, "Hey Tony, thanks for the message. Not looking right now, and I'll keep you in mind. I'll refer you to other people." That's like a leaf just popped out of the ground. That is something that's growing. Someone responded, but the seed is still in there. So sometimes those seeds don't come out. Sorry, I'm sticking with this one, but I like it, and it's right off the top of my head. So, so please continue have the passion, have the commitment, have the discipline to continue to do it. Back to the gardening, never garden. I never had a garden. I don't have the patience for it. I have the patience to sit here and call someone, a potential customer, for 10 years to wait for them to buy a house. But I don't have the patience to water something and fertilize something I could eat in a couple weeks or months or however long it grows. So have that commitment, have that passion, have that determination. Think of it that way. Every time you're doing this, you're watering, you're fertilizing something, and it just sprouts up. Kind of like those agents that say, "Hey, oh my God, 3 people called me yesterday looking to buy a house or list their house." It's kind of like that. You wake up the next morning, all of a sudden you're like, "Wow, now something's growing." Overnight, something popped up. But you have to do the work before. You have to do all of the work before. You have to do it every day. You have to be committed to it. You have to be precise about it. You got to do it at specific times, at specific amounts. You have to do that, and you will get to where you want to get. So please, if you get a chance, if you haven't read this book, it's a great book to read. And I'm happy. And I had a couple agents reach out to me. Thank you very much for reaching out to me and go over this book a little bit more because they read it too. I enjoy when you do that. So feel free to reach out to me, and I'll be happy to help you and organize these thoughts that are in this book and put it into real estate. And appreciate you watching every day at 11, or if you're watching this on recording, even better. And next week we'll have a new book, 11 o'clock on Monday. And this weekend I'm going to review a few and come up with a good one. And I'm trying to go on a little bit more real estate related book and real estate author. So look for that on Monday. That's it. Have a great day and a great weekend, and we'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.